Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Now, I'm just going to roll right into this. This is going to be the Braxton's Family Values, episode 9 of season 4. I would love to see all those who are so in love with Tamar Braxton explain to me this. How are you going to explain y'all's way out of this one? Who treats their sisters that way? Now, I've been saying all this about her the whole time. That Tamar is ridiculous. She's absolutely ridiculous. And people who really care for her always have some excuse for why she's acting the way she acts. Really? Let's just back up for a minute. Okay, so the whole thing that was going on, because this whole episode basically went on about one specific situation. Tracy, Trina, and what's the other? Tawanda. It was Tawanda's idea. Tamar made comments about how they don't support her the way they support Tony. They went all the way to Jamaica for Tony and this, that, thing, and the other. So the sister said, you know what? We do support you, but they said, we're not going to argue. You know, they want to try to keep their little sisterhood flowing and not arguing as much like they usually do. So she says, well, no problem. She says, this is what we're going to do for Tamar. We're going to surprise Tamar. We're going to get ourselves together and say, what is her favorite song? Her favorite song is Hot Sugar, which is a fucked up song. It's horrible. But then she would like it because she's fucking ridiculous. So the song's ridiculous. She's ridiculous. Yeah. So anyway, so they decided they were going to come on stage and surprise Tamar during Hot Sugar. Trina, God knows, as much as she kills me with that dumb fake accent, Trina said from the door, I don't think this is going to be okay. I don't think this is going to go too good. You know how she talked. I don't know what Tamar's going to think. So she went on with all that. They said, oh, no, girl, this is going to be good. They look cute. They had their little outfits. They had their little bebop, doo-wop outfits on. They went on, and the first key was when they got there, and Tamar said something about them being in the audience actually bothers her. When she looks out there, sees them, and throws her off. Look, I done told y'all before, Mrs. Muppet is crazy. Something's wrong with that bitch. And you could tell by all that dumb work she got in her face and them dumb wigs. She had this goddamn wig on and had it pulled way down the... Get out of here, Tamar. You're stupid. Anyway, so she said that, and Trina said again, I don't know how this is going to go because I done told y'all I don't know. They shut her down. So time comes, Hot Sugar gets going. Tamar jumps up. She's doing her thing. They get up on stage. Tamar threw a bottle of water at Tracy and says, this is not funny. Threw water at Tracy and basically talked real bad. She wasn't, Cheryl said, well, y'all might as well come on up here now. She talked to them like that on stage. When the performance was over, and let me say this about the performance. Them three bitches were the highlight of the performance because Tamar was up there looking like a dancing goddamn cotton ball with a blonde wig on. She looked ridiculous. She just as stiff. Them dancers, I don't know what she's paying them, but what the fuck moves was those? You and riding folks' back and talking shit about Trina about that party all night or whatever the fuck that song is she does and how the choreography always falls through. You paid people to have you looking like an ass jack. They look ridiculous. And she looked ridiculous. I said, what the fuck is that? I'm sitting there. What is that? What is that? You paid somebody to have you do that? Ridiculous. She looked ridiculous. Her dancers looked ridiculous. All you saw was hair flying and dumb costumes. Ridiculous. And she looked like a stiff Muppet on a damn stick. Anyway, the three sisters were the highlights. Shit, you know Tracy's the party girl. Tracy ain't gonna follow no choreography. But she gonna party because the bitch be drunk. They were up there and I thought they were the highlight of the whole damn number. I really did. But anyway, they came off stage. Tamar was mad as fuck. She was cussing, fussing, and carrying on. She undoubtedly went on back into the dressing room, and she slammed the door, and the sisters, the people next door, the people in the hallway, everybody could hear her. She carried the fuck on. She called them fat whores and bitches and this, that, thing, and the other. Talked about them like she was talking about some random whores on the street. Carried on. Carried the fuck on. You hear me? Then, as if it wasn't bad enough, sent her stylist out. And had them escorted from the motherfucking premises. Really, Tamar? Your sisters escorted out from the motherfucking arena. Seriously? Well, let me tell you something. There would be nothing that Tony nor Evelyn could say to me. But I would never speak to Tamar again. I would never. I'm sorry. I got one brother from my mom. I love him dearly. Yeah, okay. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do public displays of you embarrassing my motherfucking ass. We don't do that. And to be escorted, and I would never do that to my brother. And I know my brother has made me furious sometimes over the years. But to literally have someone else escort my brother away from somewhere where I'm performing, I honestly don't believe there's anything that he could do that bad to make me go there with him. No way. No way. And if it ever went down, no, there'd be nothing my mother could say to get us back together. Other than stop, because I'd be kicking his motherfucking ass. No, ma'am. No. Anyway, so all of that went on. Pardon me. All of that went on. They turn around. They go and Tony meets with the sisters. Trina was, now Tawanda, for some strange reason, Tawanda wasn't really all that broke up. She's like, I don't care what anybody says. Nobody will ever make me believe that this was not a good idea. I believe this was a good idea. I thought it was something very nice for Tamar, and we really had her in mind, and that was it. We've always sung with each other, and I just don't understand. Tracy's like, fuck it, whatever. I'm going to stay out of it. You know, and Tracy did. She just stayed the back. Tracy said was so excited about the fact that her album was coming out. She ain't have time for Tamar's bullshit. She's like, whatever, it is what it is. This is the shit she does. You know, she said, and it is what it is. You see, I didn't beat her up. Everybody thought I was going to beat her up all the time. She threw that bottle of water at me, and I just took it. I ain't beat her up. But you shoulda. But you shoulda. You should have took a bottle of Aquafina to that bitch's motherfucking dome. That's what you should have done, Tracy. But anyway, Tracy played the back and was like, whatever, my album's coming out. I ain't got time for Tamar's bullshit. Not at all. Then Tony met with, she said, you know, Tony's like, well, I don't understand. I just don't get it. And naturally, Tony wasn't even there. Okay? Tony said, I'm going to go talk to Tamar and see what's going on. She went on to talk to Tamar. Tamar started out the conversation and called the bitches Teletubbies. Okay? So what the fuck was you looking for, Tony? I don't know what you were looking for. I don't know what explanation you was trying to get. But the bitch gave it to you. She gave you fucking guilty as charged. She was a nasty fucking puppet string whore. She was nasty and rude, and don't none of them three need to deal with that bitch no more. Raggedy whore. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, whatever. Moving on. They end up going to see the psychologist. And I got real pissed with her because all of a sudden, now they all agreeing, she agreeing basically with Tamar. Well, did you all think about how she felt? Well, bitch, how did you feel? Because she threw you out too. She had you escorted away too, bitch. So how did you feel? Ridiculous. I don't know about her. Because she seems to play into Tamar's bullshit. And I believe a lot of it is because she want to be able to be on Tamar and Vince's show too. So fuck her. She needs to shut her motherfucking ass up. Tamar was out of order. Period. She was out of order. She said, I tried to text them and everything and they didn't respond back to me. Well, bitch, really? And you found that surprising? I wouldn't have responded to your raggedy ass either. Dumb bitch. Anyway, so they went on through that. Then Tony pulls everybody together, except for Evelyn. So they're all there, all the sisters. They're going on, and they were talking about some other things. They were trying to talk about some other things. This is like, I guess, kind of like weeks after the whole performance. And honey, Trina was in rare form. She wasn't a peace-loving, inner white woman in touch with, held up, pulled up Trina with the motherfucking accent, baby. The accent had been put in her back pocket or in her purse, and she went at Tamar's ass. Tamar was doing that shit Tamar do and talking shit and going on and this, that, and the other. And they were talking about that damn record, the record thing. Tony done got them a deal through her company, and Babyface has actually agreed to do some things on the record along with, I think it's 2 other people. But Tony done the damn thing because ain't nobody looking for that motherfucking single from these whores. Okay, so that's the fly. Nobody gives a fuck about a single from the motherfucking Braxton goons. Nobody, except for their mama. And they could have put that on a motherfucking cassette tape and gave it to her. They don't have to waste no space on iTunes with that bullshit. But anyway, Tamar's going there doing her normal. Why this, that, and the other? I don't know. She totally said, but your company never did. So I don't want to give anybody else my money. But your company didn't offer us a deal, Tamar. So shut up. Shut up. Anyway, so Trina's taking it up. And she's like, what is the big deal? And then how can you sit there and say, Tony don't know what she's talking about, Tamar? Tony's been in the business for 20 years. Tony's like, oh, I'm not getting in there. So Tony's like, well, no, Trina, let it go. And she's like, no, Tony, I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go. How dare you say that Tony doesn't know what she's doing? You're just figuring out what you're doing. How can you sit there? If it wasn't for Tony Braxton, there'd be no Braxtons. She laid it all out there, baby. And that motherfucking Tamar came right back over the table with Tony sitting there. Oh, Tony didn't pave the way for me. God paved the way for me. No, motherfucker. No, bitch. If there had never been a Spanish guitar or somebody that wasn't man enough for Tony, bitch, we wouldn't even know who you were. And wouldn't give a fuck. We really don't give a fuck. But she had her ass on her shoulders, baby. Getting it, honey. Tony didn't listen. Tony didn't that. And Trina told her politely, if there were no Tony Braxton, nobody would even know that a Tamar Braxton even existed. Baby, she didn't care for that. She didn't care for that. And then she told her, you know what, you're going to make me read you. So forth and so on. Baby Trina leaned over there and told her, well, read me, Tamar. Read me now, Tamar. Come on and read me. What do you got for me, Tamar? I said, oh. We saw a whole different side of Trina, baby, and I was digging it. It looked to me like the 17-year-old Trina that we never got to meet. Instead of the grown Trina that's in touch with her inner white woman, honey. She got to telling Tamar off and carrying on. And some kind of way it went and Tamar gave her something and said, bitch, so forth and so on and so on. And she's steady rolling in the conversation like she talked to one of them little fags that she be talking to. Baby Trina said, wait a minute, hold on. Did you just call me a bitch? She said, I'm a bitch now. I'm that same bitch that you threw out of your concert, Tamar. And it was fucking on and popping, baby. They gave us to be continued. Trina was going in. Do you understand me? This is the first time since I've been reviewing this bullshit that I can't wait till next week to see what goes on. Because she's getting ready to let Tamar have it. And it's time They let her get away with too much. And mommy this and mommy that. Mommy needs to sit her ass down too, because you don't contain this bitch. It's time for somebody to check that whore. And I think that Trina's the one to do it. That's basically all that happened in the episode, guys. And I'm going to click off here. But I do have to say this. In the confessionals this week, Tawanda, for the first time, because she's not an ugly girl or anything, because they all look alike. Trina, for whatever reason, was back to looking always like, because Trina always looked exactly like Tony. She just looked like a carbon copy of Tony. Trina looked really pretty to me. And that fucking Tawanda in her confessionals with the blonde, she had this wig with the bangs, her bangs was down, and this blonde all toward the front. And it was really, she looked very soft. And I really liked it, because usually she has a hard kind of look to her. But she looked very soft. I thought she looked really, really good in this episode. But anyway, that's it, guys. I'm done ranting and carrying on. Next week, we got to see what happens, baby. But I think Trina's going to finish letting motherfucking Miss Muppet have it, because she really got mad at them together, baby. I said, come on now. Anyway, y'all can thumbs up the video or thumbs down. You guys know how that works. Leave me some comments down there and tell me what you think, honey. Is there going to be any way that the lovers of Tamar are going to be able to talk their way out of that? All of you out there, leave me comments. I'd love to know what you all have to say about this. Because she wrong. I don't give a damn what y'all say. That bitch is wrong. You don't treat your sisters like that. But go ahead. I'll let you talk, being as though I already talked. See you guys. See you next week.